What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Dreamin Diesel channel. We are set up to have some fun here today. Got all the trucks lined up. What we're going to be doing, I've kind of hinted to it in the prior video, but we're going to be playing with some wheel and tire setups in all three of these guys here. Pretty excited for that. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I just love wheel and tire setups. So we've got the shitbox Excursion, the 6-hoe, and the 7.3 all lined up, ready to go. So what we're going to be doing is I'm actually just going to be rotating a bunch of these wheel and tire setups around. I've also got, let me run over here real quick. So I kind of said in the 6.0 video, I bought some different other wheel and tire setups. So this is one of them, and this is the other one. So I actually initially saw these, and these are going to be going for the final setup. They're actually going to be staying on the 6.0 here. So they are a 16 by 10, negative 25 offset. I'm pretty sure they're Pro Comp wheels. They're pretty much the same design as what's on the 7.3, pretty much, except for those are Mickey Thompsons, but they're pretty much the same damn thing. Other than on the 7.3s are polished. These are chrome. I actually like the chrome better. The polished ones are kind of hard to keep up with, but anyways, and they're actually the same tire as what's on the 7.3 as well, except for 7.3s on 285s, and these are 315 75 R16s, so they're pretty much 35. So it should look pretty good on here once they're done. It's going to be it's like the same setup, but actually have pop them out a little bit, have a little bit of stance, and then they're not completely bald. They're not perfect, but they're probably about quarter tread. They're a hell of a lot better than these drag slicks that are on here. This one's freaking gone. And then these are the other set the guy had, and I just decided to pick them up. Not sure what I'm doing with these. My uncle, I might end up sending them to my uncle. He's got might want to run them on his Excursion possibly. So that's where they might be going, but not sure yet. These are a 20 by 9. I think they're in the negative 12 offset. They're XD Haas. This is like the original Haas. These wheels are probably a little bit older. And it's funny, these, like when I first started getting into trucks, like way back towards the end of high school, these were like my favorite wheels out there. So it's kind of cool that I ended up picking them up. But really love the look of these. I love the two-tone with the black and the machined, but definitely want something a little wider. 20 by 9 is not a whole lot of offset, and the tires are pretty much shot. There's not a whole lot. Oh yeah, it's a 305 55 R20. But yeah, they're pretty much gone. So we're gonna be slapping these things all around here. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of go over what each one has, and kind of tell you what this current setup is, and then if there's any rubbing or and the suspension setup too. So let's jump into the Excursion real quick here. So my dad's 05 Excursion, as far as I know, it's pretty much stock as far as suspension goes. As far as I can tell, I think the front's pretty wore out. It almost looks like the springs are sagging, bending upside down. But other, pretty much stock, and these are 24. I'll know the exact size when I get them off. They're 24s, but I'm not sure. They're a weird width. It's like 10 1/4 or something like that. And I don't remember the offset either. I'll know once I get them off. It's on the back. If you're ever looking for the size of a wheel, most of the time it's stamped on the back of the wheel somewhere. So you can, if you have the wheel off or can look at it, you can figure out the exact size and offset of the wheels. Normally all stamped on the back. So the 24 by something, I think 10 1/4, and it's on a 305 35 R24 Nitto 420, and it actually rubs quite a bit. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but it was actually starting to rub through the inner plastic there. I took some zip ties and pulled them back. It's a little bit, doesn't really rub anymore. I think turning to the right, it rubs on the back still a little bit. I took measurements. That's what else I'm gonna do. I took measurements of like fender heights just to see where everything's at, and I'll be taking measurements and everything for each setup and kind of let you guys know what changes and whatnot and any rubbing issues, stuff like that. I'll probably go all over all that at the end. So yeah, that's what the Excursion's at. I'm a fan of bigger wheels and more offset. That's what I like. Don't mind the smaller wheels. They look okay, but not really my style. Definitely like the bigger. We definitely like this setup. This is probably the most extreme setup, 24 on pretty much a 33, but I even like that. That's just my style. But to each their own, and I can appreciate both, you know, the small wheels or the big wheels. I like either way. Just my preference is the bigger wheels. So, okay, Excursion. Now, 6.0 is, I think, a wore-out 6-inch lift. So I think it sits a little bit closer to a 4-inch up front, and the back is actually 3 inches higher. So it's got 3 inches of rake from the back to the front. So yeah, that's kind of the setup, and it's just stock wheels with a 315 75 R16, which is essentially, you know, like a 35 12.5 pretty much. Wore out, bald as hell and whatnot. And so yeah, eventually those 35s are gonna go on here. Gonna be the final setup. I think I said in the video, the update video of this truck, I'm probably not gonna drive it too much. You know, I know if I drive it enough, those are gonna get just kind of oddly worn like these are because of the ball joints. So, but that's just kind of a temporary setup anyways. So if they get kind of messed up, they do, you know, whatever. It's definitely a lot better. You know, I can tell these what's on here is old, getting dry rotted, and I really don't trust them. Kind of scares me to drive it with them. So definitely excited to get those on. Not going to be this setup's actually not going to be. I'm not going to be messing with this. They're just going to go sit somewhere. I'm eventually going to use these as rollers. So these tires are going to probably disappear in a couple smoke shows. Nice burnouts. Probably going to save one set for the 6.0, one set for the 7.3. And now we're on to the 7.3. It's pretty much, I got a 4-inch block in the back with, I think, an add-a-leaf, so it probably sits a little higher than a 350 does from the factory, maybe an inch higher or so in the back. And then up front, there's 3 leaves, so it's pretty much a stock leaf pack, and then the 2-inch mini pack, so it's like a 2-inch leveling kit. Oh yeah, rubbing on the current setup, I think it rubs the leaf springs. I'm pretty sure on the 6.0. Pretty sure it rubs the leaf springs at full lock just because there's not enough offset to kick that bigger, wider tire out away. And so this pretty much 2-inch leveling kit, a little bit higher than a 350 in the back. It does not rub at all. Perfect clearance, no rubbing whatsoever. It's plenty clearance in the back. The only spots sometimes gets a little close. It gets a little close up here sometimes, but I've never had it rub. It clears pretty well. So I'm guessing if I were to go with like a 12 wide or a 35, I'm pretty sure it's going to rub. So I really want to see what happens when I put those on and see if it rubs or not. All right, so that's it for the existing setups. So what we're going to do first, we're going to pop the wheels off the Excursion, roll those over there, put them on the 7.3. And then I'm going to take the 7.3 wheels off, obviously. I'm going to polish those up because they definitely need a good polish. Haven't done it since I ever bought them. So they definitely need a good polish. And so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to pop those on the 7.3, or no, damn it. So yeah, I'm going to polish those up. And then I'm going to take the 7.3 wheels, throw them on the Excursion. I doubt they're going to clear, is my guess. Then I'm actually take those 20s and put them on the 6.0. So that's going to be the first little mix around there. So I'll probably set you guys up, maybe get a little time lapse and go from there. All right, so got the first round of setups done here. Quite a bit of work, took a little while, but they're all done, ready to go. I've officially lost, it's dark out now, I've lost all filming light outside, but I'll walk you around in here. I'm probably gonna back them all out. We got some lights in the back of the shop. I think I'll be able to see. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but I'll back them out and take a good look and see what I think. But I kind of like what we got going here. It's a little different. What else? I was gonna say something. I don't know. All right, here we go. So, all right, so we got the 7.3 wheels on the Excursion. This is a little different. The chrome, or the polish doesn't really match the rest of it, but I kind of like it for some reason. I don't know why. It's very different for this thing. Seeing it going from the 24s to this. I kind of like it though. It's different. Like I said, I'm going to try to back it out and see if they rub or not. But it's different. I don't know. It gives it a... I don't know what it is. I kind of like it on this truck. I don't know why. Alright, then we got the 20x9s on 33s on the 6.0 here. It's weird. It doesn't look a whole lot. I can tell it's a little shorter, but it doesn't look that bad. Probably because those old 35s are so bald. Of course, these aren't much better, but... 20s ain't bad. Now seeing the 24s on my 7.3, I think they look kind of small, but it ain't bad. And that blackened machine kind of matches the silver pretty well. I like it. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. And now we got the 24s on the 7.3. I like this. This is cool. This is different. I'm just a fan of the big wheel. I am. These still needs to be wider, but and I figured out those are the 24 by 10.5. I couldn't find a offset, but it's probably a negative 25 or so would be my guess, something like that. But yeah, I kind of like it. I like it. I don't know why. Definitely needs to lose some chrome on here, and I feel like if there was a little more chrome in the wheel, it'd look a little better. But I like how the black kind of like contrasts with the chrome and the white. I don't know. I like it. I don't know. I feel like it makes everything pop. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Clean this thing up a bit, and it could definitely pull this look off. I think so. I like it. I like it. I'm trying to not back up into anything here. Oh, man, that is a totally different look. I just like it. Problem is, now I think anything else. Oh, air compressor. Problem is, now I just think anything else looks small. Like I think those 20s on the 6.0 look small now compared to that. Well, I'm just a fan of the big wheels. I like it. But it's weird because then I kind of like how that looks with the 16s on the Excursion. You final look here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and back these. Man, that looks good. I like it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and back these things out and check clearances and whatnot, and we'll see if the damn Excursion starts. I don't know. I don't want to push it too much. Alright, so it's a quick little wrap up here on these setups. Don't want to drag it out too long, but I really like those on the Excursion for some reason. I think I really like the contrast. Like I really like the black on the 7.3, contrast all the chrome and the white. I like the polished on the Excursion and contrast the black, you know? Kind of like mixing it up. But I really like this for some reason. And give you one more look real quick. Just backed everything out and try to get a better look outside. It is dark, but I can get a little bit different view, you know? This ain't bad. Definitely looks kind of on the smaller side, but it's funny because I guess those other tires were so bald. Of course, these aren't a whole lot better, but those were 35s, and these are supposed to measure like more of a 33 or just over 33, and it only dropped a quarter of an inch from what it was before. So it's almost sitting the same, but definitely looks a little small. It's funny, this doesn't look bad, but man, I like the 24s. Makes the 20s look small. I really like the 24s. This ain't bad. I do kind of like, you know, I like the machined and the black going with the silver. I like that. Definitely need some more stance, but man, I really like that. I just do. That looks freaking cool. Man, it changes the whole truck. I just like it. It could be a little wider, but man, damn, dude, that looks good. I'm telling you, I really like those 24s. Gonna have to happen someday, something similar eventually. Once it's a little cleaner, a little faster, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. All day long. Definitely a fan. Oh yeah. I almost like the all black wheel better. Like I said, it just makes everything pop. It just contrasts it just right. I freaking like it. I don't want to drag this out too much. So now we're going to go 20s on the Excursion, 24s on the 6.0, and we're going to throw these 35s on the 7.3. And we'll go from there. Alright, so second round of setups is all finished up. So we've got the 20x9s and 33s on the Excursion, the 25s on the 6.0, and the 35s, you know, 16x10s on 35s on the 7.3. So with the 20x9s here on the Excursion, it's not a... So with the 20x9s here on the Excursion, it's not a bad look. It's kind of it's a nice kind of clean, simple look, like a nice middle ground between the small 16s and the bigger 24s. It's kind of right in the middle. Not a bad look. I think this particular setup, I'm not a fan of this tread pattern, and of course tires are bald anyways, but I'm not a fan of the look of the tread pattern. And then I really prefer kind of nice straight up and down sidewall, and you got probably get some hate, but I even kind of like the stretched look as well. So this still kind of has a bit of a bulge, so probably not that's probably throwing me off. And I'm not sure if I like the machined black. I don't know, I thought I did like the black and machined kind of two-tone. Doesn't look too bad on here. And I think I kind of like, I'll show you on the 24s on the 6.0, but I like a smooth lip. See, this has got the little accent there, and then the kind of fake bead locks. But it doesn't look bad though. I'm trying to trip over all this shit. Definitely not a bad look though. Gotta see if it rubs. See, I'll start it up and turn it and see if it rubs or not. But it's not bad really. Decent look. Now we got the 24s on the 6.0. I mean, I love the 24s. It looks freaking badass. I love it. I don't know, it just looks cool. I'm a fan. And I really loving the black wheels on these two trucks because it really offsets the lighter color and the chrome, I think. Oh man. Both these need 24s real bad. Really bad. Someday. I'm going to start with some milder, simpler setups first probably. Just to kind of see what I like, and I think they got to be a little cooler and faster to pull this look off. But man, it's a good look. I like it. I mean, it's obviously a little small in the lift, but I like kind of like the jacked up and lifted look, you know, kind of sitting above the tires. I'm not a fan of the stuffed look. I'm not. And we got 35s on the 7.3. I've always wanted to see it with this setup. When I first got the truck, this is what I wanted to do. Now my tastes have kind of changed, clearly, as I like the 24s. But I've always wanted to see it with this look. It does fill up the wheel wells nice. I don't hate it. I'd call it more like the classic look. I'm sure a lot of people still like it, but you know, I call it, you know, kind of more of the classic look, kind of really filling up the wheel wells, you know, a lot of sidewall. Not a bad look. But again, I definitely like the black wheels on these trucks. But not bad. I'm going to guess it's probably going to rub in the front. I'll let you guys know, but I'm pretty sure it's going to rub, would be my guess. So it's like, again, it's like a 2-inch leveling kit with 16x10s and 35s. So that'd pretty much cover you for any 10 wide or 35. But not bad. Get you a good look from all the angles. I got some nice stance poking out a little bit. Oh man, like those 24s, man. But yeah, so that's setup number 2. I'm going to back these out again and kind of check them out and get some measurements and whatnot. But we'll be moving on to setup number 3. Alright, so just started everything up and backed everything out. Started up the Excursion. Excursion actually clears. I'm surprised. It's a little pretty close in the rubbing in the back, but cleared the front bumper just fine. It actually clears, so not bad. 7.3 definitely rubs. 6.0 clears, of course. I mean, you got plenty of lift and small tires. 7.3 definitely rubs though. A little rubbing up here on the plastic for sure. And then also rubs in the back. It's actually rubs. Passenger side clears, I think, and driver side actually rubs for whatever reason. But it's very close actually, so you could definitely clear it. You could definitely clear this, pull the fender liners back with a zip tie or something, and then you probably just have to trim your lower valance, and it's going to be close to hitting here, the corner of the bumper plastic, but it'd probably only be, you know, at like full lock coming in and out of like a driveway or an incline. But you could definitely clear it if you want to run this setup without a doubt. Pull that fender liner back, a little bit of trimming, you could definitely clear it all day long. I thought it'd be a lot worse, so that's kind of cool to know. But yeah, going for setup number 3. Alright, so kind of got the last setup here. Got the 35s on the Excursion. Definitely the stuffed look. Not too bad. Again, kind of like it for some reason. That chrome kind of contrasts the black, and I don't know, just like it for some reason. Definitely the old school look. Definitely stuffed. It's kind of looks like fat. Got that fat tire on there. You know, a lot of sidewall. Surprisingly, doesn't rub too bad. That 05 bumper must have a different kind of like shape, contour to it. Doesn't rub up front at all. And even though when I had them on my 7.3, it rubbed up front. And rubs the inner fender without a doubt, though. But other than that, it kind of clears up front at least. And then you'd have to pull back your liner. It rubs pretty bad. I don't think it'd really clear, but it'd be drivable. But yeah, definitely a different look. Not terrible. Then on the 7.3, got the 20s on the 33. Not a bad look. I kind of like it. I definitely kind of want to see more of a black rim or rim with more black on it, but doesn't look bad at all. I like it. I don't know if I like it as much as the 24s, but I like it. Definitely, I'd like to see like a 20x10 and a 33 for sure. That's probably what I'll go with next, and then kind of get rid of some of the chrome on here and whatnot. I think it'd be a pretty good look. These clear fine. They're a little close. Somehow they're actually a little closer than what I had on here before, the 16x10s, but they clear. I've actually got everything torqued down. I'm going to keep these on here for a bit. I didn't get a chance to polish up my wheels, you know, the Mickey Thompsons I had on here. So I'm going to go ahead and polish those up and get those all cleaned up. Yeah, I kind of want to drive on these for a bit, you know. kind of take a look how it looks and see how these ride. I mean, they're about shot, but just to see. And still got the 24s on the 6.0. So that's about almost done. So these are going to stay on here, and then I'm probably going to back the 7.3 out again, check it out outside, and then pull the 6.0 in. Just going to swap the 24s with the 35s, you know, put the 24s back on the Excursion, and then the new 35s are heading back on the 6.0. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll probably wrap this video up. Also, I thought it was kind of weird. I have been kind of measuring as I've been going, and it's weird the 35s don't really pick it up a whole bunch. They're only kind of adding like a half inch to 3/4 of an inch, even though the tires measure like 2 inches bigger themselves. It's kind of weird. Not actually adding a whole lot of height. Like even the 24s on the 6.0, it didn't drop that much, you know. I figured I'd see a little more of a change, but apparently not. I don't get why. You know, I'm just measuring ground the fender, which is accurate enough because I'm not really measuring lift. I'm just measuring differences, and you know, I've been keeping everything consistent throughout the whole thing. But I'm surprised it doesn't pick it up more. It's just kind of weird. But you know, it looks a lot different, at least tire-wise. But it really, surprised the measurement doesn't work out. But anyways, I'll go over all the measurements here at the end. But I'm gonna get these wheels on and go and finish it up. Okay, so everything is in the final setup here. Got everything cleaned up. Been a late night, but definitely worth it. It was cool. Definitely cool seeing all the different setups on each truck. So yeah, got the 24s back at home on the Excursion. Got the 16x10s with the 35s on the 6.0, and I went ahead and left the 20x9s on the 33s on the 7.3. Just want to see what those do, and like I said, I still got to polish up the you know, the wheels I had on there before. That's the final thoughts. Definitely a fan of the 24s. They're like freaking sick. I love them. Definitely gonna have something on those, something similar to that on the 6.0 and 7.3 in the future, but gonna rock those. What's on there for now. For some reason, don't seem to like the 24s as much. I definitely like them on the Excursion, but seem to like them even more on the 7.3 and the 6.0 for whatever reason. I think maybe it's just the contrast between, you know, kind of liking, still kind of like the polish or chrome on the Excursion, just kind of contrast all that black, but still look pretty good on there. Think that looks pretty good, and give you a final little walk around here. Everything's all torqued down, ready to go. Looking good. Oh, I also really like the tread pattern of the 420s. That's big too. I really noticed the tread patterns and stuff like that. I'm actually really happy with this setup as well on the 6.0. Looks fat. I don't know, it just looks wide. I really like I like the setup on a truck that actually has, you know, the lift to kind of fit it a little more instead of it being stuffed on the other trucks. I like it on here. Definitely needs some more rim at some point, but for now, I'm pretty happy with it. 35s look good. They fill up the wheel wells a little bit better, for sure. Pretty happy with it overall. Gonna rock this look for a little while. And then got the 20s on the 7.3. Actually, I really like this look as well. Like I said, I really want to see it like a 20x10 on a 33, and then eventually I'll probably go with a 20x12 eventually. Really not bad. Definitely like it, for sure. I don't know if I like it as much as the 24s, but I definitely like it. It's a good look. Pretty clean look, you know. Not too crazy. Pretty good overall. Alright, so real quick, I'm going to run through all of the different measurements, you know, ground to fender for each truck. I've been keeping track of them with each different setup, but there hasn't really changed a whole lot. Only gone up like half inch, quarter, up or down half inch, quarter inch, so nothing, no big changes. Just for reference, if anyone's curious, and they can compare it to their trucks. So let's start with the Excursion. So Excursion on the 24s, the front fenders are 38 inches from the ground to the fender, and then the back driver's side, the rear is 40 inches, and read them off my phone here. The passenger side is 40.5 inches, so pretty much 2 inches of rake on the Excursion. We'll go to the 7.3, and like I said, didn't really change much with the different setups. So 7.3, we're looking at about 42 42 and a quarter on the driver's side front, 42 and a half on the passenger side front, and then in the driver's side rear you got 44 and a quarter, and then 44 and 3/4 on the passenger side rear. So again, about 2 inches of rake, and sitting what, about 4 inches higher than the Excursion does. And then you got the 6.0 sitting at pretty much 46 inches in the front, and then you got 48 and a half on the driver's side rear, and then 49 and a half, or no, sorry, 49 inches on the passenger side rear. So 6.0 has closer to 3 inches of rake actually, and sitting quite a bit higher than the rest of them. What does it got on the Excursion? Oh, it's got almost 10 inches on the 9 to 10 inches on the Excursion in the back at least, and then 6 to 8 up front. So quite a bit taller. So just a couple quick measurements there, just kind of show you what each. And like I said, didn't really change much with each setup. I'm surprised the 35s really didn't change much. Like, it only adds like a ½ inch. I don't get how that makes sense. Really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I thought it would add a little more in overall height, but that's all it adds. Definitely looks bigger, you know. Alright, but that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the different setups on each truck. I definitely had a lot of fun doing it, and it was cool to see each one on each truck, and definitely gives me ideas for some future setups. But yeah, that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys watching as always. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any uploads. And of course, hit that like button before you go. I'll see you on the next one. Adios, fellas.